Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In our previous class, we have been discussed about the dihybrid cross. So Mendel conducted the second law by conducting an experiment on the dihybrid cross. In dihybrid cross, Mendel he took the pea plant and he crossed the two plants by taking the two characters. Which are the two characters means? So one is the shape of the seed, another one is the color of the cotyledon. So in shape of the seed we got the two types. One is the round, another one is the wrinkle. Round is the dominating condition and wrinkle it is in the recessive condition. Whereas if you come to the color of the cotyledon means yellow and green. So yellow it will be in a dominating condition and green it will be in a recessive condition. So finally he conducted the dihybrid cross and in F2 generation he got the four different patterns. Among that two pattern was the parent's character and two characters which he got here it was a new combination. So new character has been arised in the offspring. So he conducted the from this he given the second law that is nothing but Mendel's law he given. So next let us discuss about the Mendel's dihybrid test cross. So even the monohybrid test cross we have been discussed in our previous class. In monohybrid test cross he took only one character and he explained the monohybrid cross. But in case of dihybrid test cross, so what he done means he took the two characters. In monohybrid test cross, so crossing the F1 hybrid with its recessive parent. So later and he got the what here means ratio is 1:1. In the same pattern, let us discuss about the dihybrid test cross. So in dihybrid test cross what happens means crossing F1 dihybrid with its double recessive parent is called as dihybrid test cross. So crossing F1 dihybrid, so with its double recessive parents. Why we are connected as a double means because here we took the two characters. Which are the two characters means as I said you here. So one is the shape of the seed, another one is the color of the cotyledon. Crossing F1 dihybrid. So like this. So already we have been discussed in our previous class. So these are the dihybrid cross. One is the one parent which is in a dominant condition. Another one is the parent which is in a recessive condition. Now from when we cross these two parents we got the F1 hybrid. So in F1 hybrid so we got the round yellow which is one of the character of the parent but the genotype is different. So a parent genotype is homozygous in condition whereas the offspring hybrid is in a heterozygous in condition. So now what is the dihybrid cross means crossing the F1 hybrid. So this is the F1 hybrid crossing the F1 hybrid with a double recessive parent. So who is the double recessive parent? So this is the double recessive parent. So smaller, small by small y. So smaller is the wrinkled condition. Small by it is the green in color. So that is nothing but recessive parents. So crossing the F1 hybrid with a double recessive parent is called as dihybrid test cross. So crossing F1 dihybrid with a double recessive parent is called as dihybrid test cross. Now for that let he conducted the experiment here. So F1 hybrid just now I said here F1 hybrid we got in a heterozygous in condition. Capital R, capital Y, small y is crossed with a double recessive parent. Double recessive parent is small y. So this is the recessive parent. In the next generation he got the four different types of plants. He got the four different type of plants means four different type of offsprings he got here. Which are those means one is the round yellow, another one is the round green, third one is the wrinkle yellow and fourth one is the wrinkle green. So like that he got the four different pattern he got. This is one pattern, this is one pattern, this is one pattern and this is one pattern. Four pattern. Among that two pattern is the parents. Which are the parents color? Round yellow is the one of the parent character, another wrinkle green is the another parent character. But these two characters which is the round green and the wrinkle yellow. So this is the new combination it has been arised in the offspring. So that's why the ratio what we will get here is the ratio we will get 1:1:1:1. So this shows that F1 hybrid plant is in heterozygous condition. So that's what we will get here is F1 hybrid. Which is the F1 hybrid? So this is the F1 hybrid which is in a heterozygous in condition. So they have been given the illustration for that. This is the explanation. So let us let the illustration for that. Illustration means you know very well as you written in the monohybrid cross incomplete dominance and even the dihybrid cross in the same manner. You have to write the illustration for this also. First we have to write the parental phenotype. Phenotype means you know very well external character. Phenotype is nothing but F1 dihybrid and next one is the double recessive parent. So let us write the genotype of this one. What is the genotype means capital R, so capital Y, small y. So this is the genotype because F1 hybrid he got the capital R, capital Y, small y. So this is the genotype of F1 dihybrid. So next double recessive parent. So the recessive parent genotype genotype is small r, small y, small y. So that's why wrinkle green it will come. So this it will comes round yellow. Now we will release the gamete illustration. So 4 different gametes will get because it is in a heterozygous in condition. If it is in homozygous condition means single gamete we will get, but it is in a heterozygous in condition. Heterozygous condition means 4 gametes will be arise. So capital R, capital Y. So this is one gamete. So capital R, small y. So this is one gamete. Next to small r, capital Y. This is one gamete. Small r, small y. So this is one gamete. So totally how many gametes we got here? 4 gametes we got here. Whereas in this case double recessive parent, so we'll get the 2 gametes will get. That means here 2 alleles we can remove because it is in a homozygous in condition. Small r, small r. So we'll release one gamete. Small y will release one gamete. So like that we'll get the gametes. Now these gametes we have to put in the checkerboard. Already you know very well how to write the checkerboard. So this is the checkerboard. So we have to put the both the gametes in this checkerboard. Wherever you want you can write. Either you write this here in one parent gamete, you write this here or this here. However you want you can write. But both the gametes we have to put in this checkerboard. Now we will do the crossing. So if we do the crossing means capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. So next capital R, small y, small y. So this is the small y. So while mentioning small y, capital Y, keep remember. So write the difference. They are like this you write the capital Y, like this you write the small y, because difference it should be no. Both if you write like this only means we are unable to differentiate which is the capital letter and which is the small letter. If you didn't written properly means we are unable to identify which is the dominant and which is the recessive. So automatically everything it will comes in a wrong. So small r, so then capital Y, small y. So the capital Y, small y. Then small r, small y, small y. So if you write the genotype for the genotype we have been written. If you write the phenotype means capital R, small r means who is the dominant? R is the dominant. So that's why round yellow it will comes. So round it will come. Capital Y, small y means capital Y it is dominant, so yellow. So what is the phenotype of this one means round yellow is the phenotype. It is the parental character. Next capital R, small r means who is dominant here? Capital R is dominated here. And small y it is. Both are in a recessive in condition. So that's why which character will get here? Green color we will get. So the round green it will be appears. So next there's here small r means both are in a recessive in condition. So that's which character it will be appear? Wrinkle character it will appear. Next the capital Y, small y it is there. So who is dominant here? Capital Y is dominant and small y it will be in a recessive in condition. So we have Y means yellow color it will be appear. Next here small r means wrinkle color it will be appear. So next because both are in a recessive in condition, so wrinkle. Next small y means here also both are in a recessive in condition. So that's why which color you will get here? Green color it will get appear. So in this manner, so we will get the 4 different types we will get. So among that, so this is one of the parent character, this is one of the parent character. So round yellow is one parent character, wrinkle green is one parent character. But among that, the 2 characters which has been appear here, this is the new character it has been appeared in the offspring, round yellow and wrinkle green. So what is the dihybrid test cross ratio is 1:1:1:1. This is the dihybrid test cross ratio. So in your exam then we asked to write the dihybrid test cross ratio. Here phenotype genotype it will not come though because both are same only. So write the dihybrid test cross ratio means 1:1:1. Whereas in case of write the monohybrid test cross ratio is 1:1:1 it will be comes here. So this is about your dihybrid test cross. So we can illustrate in this manner. Next let us go to the next topic here. So next topic is chromosomal theory of inheritance. So this theory it is given by whom is it is given by Sutton. So what is his full name? Walter Sutton. So this theory, the chromosomal theory of inheritance, this theory it is given by Walter Sutton. So how he given this concept means he collected the knowledge of the what he means Mendelian. So what he done is he united the knowledge of the Mendel's principles, because you know very well Mendel is the first person who told about the inheritance, who told about the heredity, where the characters will be transmitted from one generation to the other generation, and who are responsible means genes are responsible to carry the characters. Where the genes will sit on the chromosome. All the concept it has been given by the Mendel, and he formulated all these things in the form of a principle and laws. So that's why the Mendel we are connected as the father of the genetics. So he is the father of the genetics. Gregor John Mendel Mendel is the father of the genetics. Why we call him as a father of the genetics means because he is the first person who told about him is inheritance, heredity. So that's why Sutton what he done is united the knowledge of the chromosome segregation with Mendel's principle and called it as a chromosomal theory of inheritance. Sutton what he done is he united means what here? United means he collect. United means what? He collect the knowledge of the chromosomes and segregation with the Mendel's principle. So just now we are done here segregation and assort here. Segregation means what here? Isolated. So whenever the parents' characters it will be all genes will come here, they will get separated and after separation they will get assort with each other. The Mendel's second law it will still same concept only. So Mendel's he explained in the second law. What he explained in the second law? The alleles are the genes will get separated. After separation they will segregate. They will put together. After putting together they will recombine to form to express a new character. So this concept it has been told by the Mendel's in his second law. So that's why by taking that concept, so Sutton he conducted another one theory. The theory name we called it as a chromosome theory of the inheritance. So Sutton united the knowledge of the chromosomal segregation with Mendel's principle and called it as a chromosomal theory of inheritance. He given the name it as a chromosomal theory of inheritance. So by collecting the knowledge of whom is by collecting the knowledge of the what name is knowledge of the Mendel's. So Mendel's in second law what he said means he was telling that same manner. So that's why the new combination we got. See here in dihybrid cross in dihybrid cross we got the new character. So these two characters it is not present in the parents. Which character is present in the parent means brown yellow and wrinkle green is the two characters which is present in the parents. But in the offsprings what they got him is the new characters has been appeared. If the new characters want to appear means who is responsible means genes is the responsible. Genes will get separated. What will happen means genes will get separated. After separation what they will do means they will combine together. They will put together. So the genes will put together and they will recombine and finally what happen here means they will be exhibit a new character. So that's why we got the new character. Which is the new character? Round green is one character. Wrinkle yellow is the new characters we got here. So this concept it has been explained by whom is it has explained by the Mendel's in his principle and by taking that knowledge he given this chromosomal theory of inheritance. Let us discuss this theory. So this theory was proposed by actually two scientists. Which are the two scientists? One is the Walter Sutton, another one is the Theodore Boveri. So these are the two persons who are the Walter Sutton and Theodore Boveri in 1902. In 1902 these two scientists Sutton and Boveri, so they explained this chromosomal theory of inheritance. In your NEET exam they may be ask you the question chromosomal theory of inheritance was proposed by. So they may give the option. So one is the Walter Sutton and Theodore Boveri or many other options they may be give in your exam. So in which year means in 1902. According to this theory, so what he tell me is Mendelian factors are genes. Genes we are calling it as a Mendelian factors. As I said in my previous class also, factors means what? Factors means genes. Genes we are calling it as a factors, Mendelian factor, because Mendel he is the first person who told about the genes. So that's why by his name only we are calling it as a genes, Mendelian gene or Mendelian factors. Where they locate means they are located on the chromosomes. So you know very well already have been studied. So this is the chromosome is on this chromosomes who will sit here? The genes will set and these genes they will hold the characters which is present on our body. So according to what is chromosomal theory of inheritance, what they tell is the factors are the Mendelian factors are genes. Where they will be located means they are located on the chromosomes which segregate and assort independently during meiosis and recombine during the process of fertilization. So what they are telling him is, so on the chromosome who will be sit here? So the genes will sit here. These genes will get separated. The genes what they'll do? They'll get separated. Segregate means what here? They'll get separate. Separate are nothing but isolate. So this is the another term meaning here. Segregate meaning what? Segregate meaning isolate. What is the meaning of segregate? Segregate meaning is isolate. So they will get isolate and after getting isolate, what they'll do here? They'll assort together. Assort together means put together. They'll get mixed here. They'll get a mix up here. After mixing, what happen here means they'll recombine to get a new character. So all these things happen independently. So it is not done by artificially. It is not done by ourselves. So it is happen independently inside our body. So during which process means during the meiosis process, because here you know very well when the The meiosis is the reductional cell division. What I mean is meiosis is the reductional cell division. So during this process, what happens is the chromosomes, the genes will get segregated and assort, and they will get recombined together to express a new character. And where they will express means they will express during the fertilization process. When they will express means during the process of fertilization. So fertilization means fission of male and female gamete. What is the meaning of fertilization means? Fertilization means fission of male and female gamete. So already have been studied. So fission, sperm and egg. Sperm will be released from the whose body? Sperm will be released from the sperm and egg. Sperm and egg. Sperm will be released from the male body and egg will be released from the female body. Sperm carries the characters of the father. Sperm carries characters of the whom? Father, and egg carries the characters of the mother. So which contains the chromosomes. How many chromosomes will present in the human beings? Means for 46 chromosomes are present, but in the sperm and egg, how much it will come? Half it will come. So that's why through the meiosis cell division. So that's why through the meiosis cell division, because meiosis we are calling it as a reductional cell division, because half of the set of chromosomes will get entered. Because half of the chromosomes will get entered. So that's why meiosis we are calling it as a reductional cell division we are calling. So what means half of the chromosomes will get entered into the body. So 23 chromosome from this and 23 chromosome this. So when the fertilization process it will take place, the zygote. So totally in the zygote, how much chromosomes will get? 46 chromosomes will enter into the body. So under 46, 23 it has been contributed by sperm and 23 contributed by the egg. That means here, by 23 contributed by the mother and 23 contributed by the father. So the 23 chromosomes which is present, it is having the characters of the father, and 23 which is present in the egg, it is characters are present of who means mother. So like that. So what happens is chromosomes will contribute with each other. So chromosomes, what happen is chromosomes will segregate, assort, and what happen is recombine to produce a new characters. When means during the fertilization process. Next, they noted that even what they miss in this chromosomal theory of inheritance, even what they note means chromosomes and the genes both they will behave a parallel behavior. So they noted that behavior of the chromosome was parallel to the behavior of the genes. So what they found here means they found that how the chromosomes will behave here in the same manner, simultaneously the genes will also be behave. The genes will also be behave in that same manner. So if the chromosomes will also pair in the always chromosome will also be in a pairing condition, gene will also be in a pairing condition. So that's why see when we write the gene, we will write in a pair. So two alleles will be present, capital T, capital R, capital R, or capital R, small r. So capital T, small t. See here when we write here two alleles we will write. When we write means how many alleles will we write? We will write the two alleles we will write. So capital R, capital R, small r, two alleles we will write. So that's why genes will also be in a pairing manner. In the same manner, chromosomes will also be in a pairing manner. So 46 chromosomes are there, means always these 46 chromosomes will be in a pair manner. That means how many? 23 chromosomes will be present. 23 pairs will be present. So 23 pairs of chromosomes will be present inside our body. So that's why even for not only for this here, even for every character, they found that so how the chromosomes will behave in the same manner, gene will also be behave. And even they use the knowledge of the chromosome movement during the mitosis here. Even when the mitosis cell division it will take place, they found the behavior of the chromosomes. Mitosis we are calling it as a equational cell division. Why mitosis we are calling it as a equational cell division means because the equal number of chromosomes will be distributed to the daughter. So that's why mitosis we are calling it as a equational cell division we are calling. Whereas meiosis we are calling it as a reductional cell division we are calling. Reductional means half of the chromosome set will be reduced in the offspring. Half of the set of chromosomes will be reduced in the what term is offspring. So meiosis is nothing but reductional cell division. Why? Because means half set of the chromosomes will get reduced. Half set of the chromosomes what happen? Reduced. That means 46 chromosomes if it is there means so it will be reduced to the 23. So that's why even what happen means due to this process, meiosis process only, the chromosome number it is maintaining from one generation to the another generation. So what Sutton and Boveri what they found here is they found the chromosome movement in the mitosis also and even in the meiosis cell division to explain the Mendel's law. And finally they given certain characters for that one. Which are the characters they have been given for this chromosomal theory of inheritance means first character they have been given. Nucleus contains few chromosomes but they carry many hereditary traits. So what first character what they said means nucleus contains the few chromosomes. First of all, where the nucleus will present means nucleus present in all the cells. Suppose this is the cell structure means inside the cell will find the nucleus. Inside the cell what will find? Inside the cell will find the nucleus, and inside that nucleus what it contains means it contains the chromosome. So nucleus contains the few chromosomes. Inside the nucleus chromosomes will be present. This chromosome number it will varies from one species to the another species. So I am telling only about ourselves. In our body 46 chromosomes are present, but in other organisms, whether it may be a plant, whether it may be animals, whether it may be a insect, whoever it may be present in the creature, every organism they having their own chromosome number will be present, and it may vary from one species to the other species. So same number of chromosomes will not present. In our human beings means 46 chromosomes are present. So these 46 chromosomes, so chromosome numbers will be less, but on these chromosomes who will be sit here means many genes will be present here. So small number of chromosomes will be present, but on that small number of chromosomes how many genes will be present means not one or two here, many genes are present which is holding the characters which is present in our body. Even as I said in my previous classes also, how many characters are present inside our body or outside our body? For every character, so one gene is represented. Already we have been discussed. So tall character, color character, or else even your hair character may present, or even your blood cells if they want to be a round shape, so or else your blood group if they want to be in that pattern. Is for everything, so what it is needed means one gene will be present on our chromosomes. So chromosomes may be 46, but on that 46 how many means plenty of genes will be present which is holding the character. So this is the first feature, it is given by the Sutton and Boveri. So nucleus contains the few chromosomes. Few chromosomes are present, but on that few chromosomes they carry the many hereditary trait. Trait means what here? Trait means a character. Trait means what? Trait means a character. On that what it contains means many hereditary characters are present. So this is the first concept here. Second, what they tell, gametes constitute so a bridge between the one generation and the next generation. Next concept what they said here, gametes contributes bridge between one generation to the other generation. So just now as I said here, characters will be transmitted from one generation to the another generation. If the characters want to appear from your parents into your body means who is needed here? So something it is needed. So to transfer these characters into your body. So actually who is bringing that gametes are responsible. So gametes acting like a bridge, because through these gametes only the characters will be transmitted. If there is no gametes means the characters will also not transmitted. Who are the gametes here? Sperm and egg are the gametes. So because here sperm it contains the, just now as I said here, sperm it contains the characters of whom? Sperm it contains the characters of the father. So sperm it contains the character chromosomes of the father. On that chromosomes the genes it is present, they hold the characters of the father. So sperm contains whose character? Sperm contains the father characters. Sperm contains the father chromosomes it contains. On that chromosomes it contains the genes which is holding the father characters. In the same manner, egg what it contains? It contains the chromosomes of the mother. On that chromosomes the genes are present which is holding the characters of the mother. So that's why, so who are the main bridge here means sperm and egg are the main bridge here. So they are bringing the characters, and when they fuse together and convert into the zygote, so later in the through that zygote only a new individual will get formed, and the characters will be transmitted from parents to the offspring. So who are the main bridge? These are the main bridge. Gametes are the main bridge. If there is no gametes means there is no transfer of the character. So that's why who is the main bridge here? Gametes here. Second concept what he said here, gametes constitute a main bridge between one generation to the next generation. Next what they are telling means both gametes, egg and sperm contributes equally in the inheritance. So inheritance means transfer of characters from one generation to the other generation. If the characters want to transfer here means who is participating equally means egg is also participating equally and sperm is also participating equally. Here no one is more and no one is less. How much the egg it is contributing, in the same manner sperm is also contributing. So sperm it is contributing the 23 chromosome, and the 23 chromosome sperm carries the character of the father. In the same manner egg is also contributing the same amount of chromosomes. It is not increasing or it is not decreasing. It is not decreasing like 22 or 23 21. It is not increasing like 24, 26. So it is not increasing or it is not decreasing. Whatever it may be happen, so both will be contribute equally. So no more, no one is less here. Both will contribute equally. So that's why both are contributing in equally. So that's what happened means, so in offsprings also constant number of chromosomes it is taking place. So chromosome what means, both the gametes in egg and sperm contributes equally in the inheritance. So if the characters want to transmit means both father and mother are equally they are distributing. So that's why in our body we having the characters of our father also, and even we having the characters of our mother. You may be appear phenotypically exactly your father or your mother, but it is not that. So if you are appearing here like your father means it is not that in your body mother character it is not there. In your body mother character is also present. You may be appear phenotypically like your father, but inside your body mother characters will also be present here. Else you may be exactly appear like your mother, but if you may be appear, but inside your body father character is also present. That means here inside our body we having both the characters father and mother characters in a equal manner. So but who will be dominate, that character will get expressed on our phenotypically. So that is the pattern. So that's why the next concept what they said here is both the gametes egg and sperm contributes equally. So egg is also contributing equally and sperm is also contributing equally in the inheritance. So this is the third concept or features. It is given by the chromosomal theory of the inheritance. Next fourth concept here. Fourth concept what they tell me is chromosomes maintains its number and individuality from one generation to the another generation. Next what they tell me is chromosomes maintaining its number. Chromosome what it is maintaining? Chromosome it is maintaining its number here. That means here for the human beings, if 46 is the chromosome number means in every generation we will get the 46 chromosome number only. It will get it will be appear. It will not get increases or it will not get decreases. So our grandparents generation 46 if it is them is, our mother generation will also having the 46. In our generation also we will be having the 46. Next generation will also be 46 only. It will not get changes here, and it is due to the benefit of the meiosis, because through the meiosis only what happens is in the sperm and the egg half of the set of the chromosomes will get reduced here. So already have been studied about the production of the egg and the sperm in your third lesson. So egg will be produced in the female body through the process called it as a oogenesis here, whereas the sperm will produced in the male body through the process called it as a spermatogenesis. So this is the process, it will take place through the meiosis cell division. So that's why meiosis we are calling it as a reductional cell division, because through this meiosis cell division, so what happens is, so meiosis cell division, this is the mother having the 46 chromosome, but through the meiosis cell division then offsprings how much they will get is half of this it will get reduced. That means in offsprings only 23 chromosomes will be appear in the body. So that's why what happens is in meiosis, through the meiosis cell division in sperm and egg what happens is half of it will get reduced, and when the sperm and egg will be combined together, so what happens is 46 chromosome number it will be entered into the offspring. So 23 to present. So mother will contribute 23, father will contribute 23. So that's why 23 plus 23 46 it will be present. So that's why in this pattern in every generation 46 chromosomes will be maintained. But in the mitosis cell division, for mother having the 46 chromosomes, it will give the daughter also 46 chromosome only. So that's a mother mitosis cell division it will not take place. When the mitosis cell division it will take place means mitosis it will take place in our body in every time, but except the what here means spermatogenesis and oogenesis. In spermatogenesis and oogenesis, spermatogenesis means production of sperm and oogenesis means production of egg. During this process only meiosis cell division it will be taken place. Remaining other cases meiosis cell division it will not take place. Meiosis cell division take place only for the formation of sperm and egg, and due to this meiosis cell division only what it is there means, so number of the chromosome number is maintaining in every generation, because half of the due to the meiosis half of the set of the chromosome it will get reduced. So that's why through the meiosis we will get this maintenance it is taking place. See 46 if it is present means in offsprings they will get 23, whereas in mitosis means so about both the daughter cells they will get 46. So that's why it is individuality it is maintaining. Suppose if it is not there means in every generation the chromosome number it may be gone increasing or it may be gone decreasing. That time uniformity it will not be present in the chromosome number. It may be varies from one generation to the another generation, but it is not not like that. It is due to because of the meiosis cell division only. So chromosome maintaining its number and individuality from one generation to the another generation. This is the another concept. Next concept what they said here is chromosomes as well as genes occurs in pair in diploid. So what means, as I said you here, they are given the what happens Sutton and Bower. They observe that so chromosomes and genes both they will be shows the parallel behavior, same behavior they are showing. So if the chromosomes will be always they will be in a pair in manner, means even the genes will also be in a pair in manner. So always they will be in a diploid in condition. Both they will be in a pair. So that's why we will write capital T, small t, small r, capital R, small r. So in this pattern we will write capital Y, or capital Y, small y. So always we will write the genes in this pair manner. Even the chromosomes will also be we will write in the pair manner. So that's why we will mention the chromosomes in the 23 pairs we will write. So 23, the 46 always they will be present in the pair manner. So that's why chromosomes as well as gene in a pair in diploid condition. Next, a gamete contains only one chromosome of a type and only one of the two alleles of a trait. So trait means what? Trait means character. That means here on the chromosomes how many two alleles will be present? Two alleles will be present. So gametes contain only one chromosome. Gametes what it contains? Gamete it contains only one chromosome it contains. One chromosome is not only one chromosome, that means half of the chromosomes will be present. That means here sperm and egg. Sperm contains the whose character? Sperm contains only the chromosomes of the father and egg contains only the chromosomes of whose means mother. That means here half it will get reduced. 46 chromosomes will not enter into the sperm or it will not enter into the egg. So half, that means 46 half how much? 23 chromosomes it will enters into the what means it enters into the gamete. So that's why it contains only one chromosome of a type and only one of the two alleles of a character. So on one chromosome what happens means, so characters we half of the chromosomes it will comes from the father and half of the chromosomes will come from the mother which contains the alleles. So alleles say who will come is one allele it will be given by the father and another allele it will be given by the mother. So due to that one, so two alleles it will get formed. Just now here, so we have been discussed here in your monohybrid cross. So what it means, father is homozygous TT and mother contains the what it means homozygous dwarf. The father is tall, mother is dwarf. Now in the offspring what happen here means only one allele will be come here. So father it is having two alleles. Among the two alleles only one allele it will be come here. Whereas mother it is having two alleles. Among that one allele will be come. So in the offspring it contains the two alleles. Offspring it contains how many alleles? Offspring it contains the two alleles. Only it contains the two alleles which carrying the character. Which carrying the what carrying? It is carrying the trait or character. Now which character it got? It got the tall character. But these two alleles it is got from who means it is got from the father and it is got from the mother. So that means who is dominant, that character has been expressed, and who is recessive, it has been hidden in condition. So that's why a gamete contain only one chromosome, one set of chromosome it is present of a type and only one of the two alleles of a trait or character. Next what they said means in many organisms sex of an individual is determined by a specific chromosomes called sex chromosome or even we are going to say allosomes. So what they tell means in many organisms here, so usually in every organisms what happens means sex it is determined by whom is sex it is determined by the chromosomes. So if you take ourselves here in our body how many chromosomes are present? 46 chromosomes are present, or else even we can write it as a 23 pairs we can write. Among that 23 pairs of 46 chromosomes, 44 we are calling it as a autosomes. Among that 46 what we are telling, so 44 are the autosomes. 44 are autosomes are present. Remaining 2 chromosomes is called as allosomes. Remaining 2 chromosomes which is present, what we call means we are calling it as a allosomes, or else even we are calling it as a sex chromosomes. Even what we are calling sex chromosomes we are calling. Why means the sex of an individual it is determined by whom is it is determined by this 2 chromosomes, or else if you come in the 23 pairs means 22 pairs we are calling it as a autosomes and last one pair we are calling it as a allosome we are calling. Now so if the want a girl baby or boy baby means, so among this what it contains means these 2 chromosomes and it will determine. Suppose if the female it contains means in the female body 44 autosomes will be present and and 2 what it contains means 2X chromosome it is present. The presence of 2X it will indicate that female baby, whereas in male if you come means 44 autosomes will present and the remaining 2 allosomes will be one X, one chromosome it contains the X, another chromosome it contains the Y. So that's why what it will indicate means it will indicate that boy baby. So that's why the sperms which contains in the sperm which will produced in the male body. So how many sperms are there? Millions together sperms are there. In that millions together, half of the sperms it carries the X chromosome and half of the sperms it carries the Y chromosome. And which the sperm, if suppose this sperm it is carrying the X means and this sperm it is carrying the Y means, so if which sperm it will come and fuse with the egg, according to that, so what we will get him is the offspring will be born. In the egg which chromosome it is present means X chromosome only it will be present. If X sperm it will come and fuse here means the baby will be born as a female. If the Y sperm it will come and fused with the egg means the baby it will be born as a male. So that's why the 2 chromosomes which is present, the 45 and 46 chromosomes are present. This chromosome we are connected as a allosomes, or else even we are connected as a sex chromosomes, which is determining the sex of an individual, whether it should be born as a male or whether it should be born as a female. Whereas the autosomes which is present, it carries the character, so which is present in our body. So this is the pattern of the what I mean sex chromosome. So these are the what I mean features. It is given by whom? It is given by the Sutton and Boveri. So we by taking the concept of whom by taking the concept of the whose means Mendel's here, and they given the theory, call it as a chromosomal theory of inheritance. So these are the character. If they ask in your exam, write the main features of chromosomal theory of inheritance means from here to you have to write up to there. So nucleus contains few chromosomes and it carries the heredity character. From here to up to last you have to write this character. So we will up to this is the features of the Sutton and Boveri. So next parallel behavior between the genes and the chromosome, this we will discuss in our next class.